Allow me to introduce our next speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Pedro Luis Sanchez Torres from Spain, and please excuse my Spanish pronunciation. So Pedro, Pedro is an expert in protocol and diplomacy for institutions and companies, both public and private, by means of strategic intelligence. He's also a specialist in protocol and state ceremonial. He holds a master's degree in public relations from Rey Juan Carlos University and in protocol by UNED University, and he also has a postgraduate degree from European Center in Madrid. His professional career is based on training by the company he runs, Protocol and Diplomacy Consultancy. He has been working and collaborating with renowned institutions such as the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Affairs and Diplomatic School in El Salvador, País Vasco University, Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Madrid, Anahuac Jalapa University in Mexico, European Union Satellite Center in Madrid, Spanish television and radio, among others. He has published several articles, and he is the author of the research Spanish Public Diplomacy, Ministry for Foreign Affairs. His passion is to communicate and build bridges of understanding among participants at international level by strategic tools implemented in the 21st century, protocol and diplomacy. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Pedro Luis Sanchez Torres. His topic is Strategic Corporate Scenography, a look beyond protocol and diplomacy.
So greetings from Madrid. Thanks so much for the introduction, Ms. Nicoletta, and of course for the invitation to this important World Protocol Matter Conference. First of all, I would like to introduce, sorry, I'm just, I don't know if I changed. First of all, I would like to congratulate all my partners all over the world who work hard for the defense and the development of protocol diplomacy as a necessary discipline in the 21st century by means of passion, respect, and professional ethics. So in this sense, thanks too much to all of you. So first of all, we will concentrate on the topic displayed, that is strategic corporate scenography, and look between protocol and diplomacy, just to say. So is it the real meaning of this new concept, the usage of it, and the reason why it becomes a need nowadays in this 21st century. So here we go, we start. What does strategic corporate scenography stand for? This is a very good question. And here we would like to develop that well. In this sense, every main element, both tangible and intangible, must be analyzed, studied, and assessed in order to communicate and persuade in every context. In this sense, we've got intercultural context, institutional context, business context, official, private, and so on, by means of corporate protocol. So strategic corporate scenography is mainly composed by security. In this end is the protection of our essence as an institution, organization, companies, and so on. We've got any other one. We've got protocol. Does it closely related, obviously, to custom, habit, tradition of a specific society in a specific context. The third one is diplomacy. We are talking about public diplomacy, digital diplomacy, intercultural diplomacy, which have much to do in this global area. And finally, we've got, obviously, communication. Does it the way of giving a specific message to a specific audience? Does it by means of writing communication, verbal communication, and non-verbal communication as well? So what does strategic corporate scenography provide us in 21st century? So if we remark, there's only one question for the last one in that one. that a strategic corporate scenography is mainly composed by security, political, diplomacy, and communication. All of them reinforced the taste of this mouthful wine, as you can see in the picture, so as not to lose the essence of the corporate message for the pleasure of our target audience, going through any physical, linguistic, or digital obstacle with a clear objective. Does it to build up bridges of understanding? Does it something that is absolutely necessary in the 21st international context? But what does strategic corporate scenography provide us in 21st century? That's the question. And here we've got the answer. Assurance, credibility, transparency, value, and obviously strategy. So, and that standard value is quite important, is seen by institution and company. And here we've got the key word, reputation. This is quite important nowadays in this international context for institution, for company, organization, and so on. So protocol is a communication strategic tool, and protocol as well is the key tool which allows the visual representation of power with the main goal to create a positive understanding in everyone. Corporate protocol is the perfect tool to arrange the corporate and institutional philosophy in accordance with the new times by means of strategic intelligence. Being strategist in an intelligent way means a high level of knowledge with those available resources so as to create, and that's the main important word, value, coherence, credibility, and finally, transparency. In this sense, we're moving for emotional intelligence by using interpersonal skills, by using as well as strategic intelligence, and we put everything together in context in a strategic corporate scenography. So corporate protocol is concerned with the image. It helps to spread the image of companies and institutions by means of event and public appearance. Corporate protocol is also related to impact. It helps to promote the impact of social effect from company institution with their immediate environment. That's the target audience. Corporate protocol is closely related to communication, effective message for both all human capital from institution, company, organization, and obviously to the target audience. Management, rules, and techniques where the three main clues are transparency, credibility, and truthfulness. Profitability, does it streamline in every event? In this end, we've got reputation, image for the company institution at local, provincial, national, and obviously an international level. So in this end, we have to build up a message with a specific purpose in a particular context for the target audience. Afterward, we have to mold in a message where the main values and the identity of the institution, organization, and company must be absolutely present. And finally, we have to dramatize this message where protocol and diplomacy become the starting point of communication. In this sense, do you communicate persuasively? So here we've got the answer. This is the key emotional strategy intelligence. A message with emotional intelligence, a message with a strategy, a message to remain in our public eyes for a long time. Is another question. How do you present yourself digitally? Here we've got the answer. Does it digital diplomacy? Every action, every movement displayed online must be in perfect accordance with the identity and values of the institution, companies, organization. Afraid of negotiating with other culture, we've got a clue. Intercultural diplomacy. In this sense, we must face that cultural shock, which definitely paralyzes our international relationship. Studying and assessing the way others behave became an important clue in 21st century. Do you take care of every detail in your presentation? This is quite important within Portugal and diplomacy. We've got a key, there's a corporate order and symbology. There's symbology displayed by the institution company, use of flag where we can put the flag in the right way, and so on. We command a community with a strategy and credibility. Here we've got the answer. Verbal and non-verbal communication is quite important if you would like to give an important speech or an important message to our target audience. And how do you network with the institution company? Here we've got a key, is public speaking and speech. So in this sense, every speech or presentation must be fully prepared, fully dramatized, and fully internalized to reach, obviously, our audience. And how do you present on behalf of yourself? Here we've got a key, dress code and good manner. The importance of dress code when negotiating or establishing new relationship. Obviously, in this sense, our good manner are the best presentation. Tell me, how do you behave? And I will tell you who you are. So strategic corporate scenography, as you can see in this slide, is basically concentrating with communication, the aspect of verbal communication, non-verbal communication, how to communicate and persuade our target audience. Public speaking speech, everything must be perfect analyzed previously, and we have to mold the message and dramatize as well. And the use and order of corporate symbology. With regard to Portugal, the importance of image and power, the code of good manner, treatment of honor, the Portugal ceremonial manual, where everything must be written down for any kind of event, presentation, speech, and so on. And obviously, we've got the Portugal techniques. And finally, we've got the diplomacy, public diplomacy, digital diplomacy, intercultural diplomacy, and diplomatic skills, quite necessary in 21st century. So here we've got an example. What do I wish to communicate? Does it the importance of non-verbal communication? Does it through the message I'm giving to my audience? We have to analyze it, analyzed in a specific context where Portugal, diplomacy, and obviously communication have much to do. Where must I sit down? If I am going to give a presentation, a speech, where is my right position, where I'm going to sit down the other component of the other member of a company or institution? That's quite interesting. We have to apply the Portugal techniques. So here we've got the importance of Portugal and diplomacy negotiation, where we're establishing relationship and so on. our body talks. The gesture is quite important. The use of our hands, our face movement. So everything communicates. In this sense, there must be a perfect symbiosis between, in this case, between the word and the gesture. And here we've got any other example. Our body keeps on talking. And here we've got a photograph. That's very important because here we've got that there's only just one woman, and here the face, the position of the body, has movement. Everything talks or communicates. So, in conclusion, corporate protocol is a powerful tool of strategic intelligence, which must be managed, planned, and assessed afterward so that the corporate message stays in the target audience mind positively and properly in the long term. Everything, every detail adds and everything communicated. This is quite important for Portugal diplomacy expert. The key in the international context is the emotional and strategic leadership. As we can see before, image is power. Our image, or the image from company institution, communicate. The message has to be involved in a proper Portuguese scenography so that it inform, communicate, and obviously there is no lack of its essence. Portugal ceremony manual is very important to have. Every company and institution must have this Portugal ceremony manual, and obviously is quite important our digital communication our program, because here we can say the progress of the image of our company, institution, organization, so on. So without communication, there is no diplomacy. Thus, without protocol, there is no communication. So thanks so much for your attention. And this is quite important. Be Portugal, be worldwide. Thanks so much for your attention.
Wow, that was powerful and very informative. Pedro, I applaud you. This was just fantastic. I have learned a lot, and I can say that the companies and the institutions that they can have you, they are lucky to have you as a consultant and a trainer. I love your message. I love the fact that images power.
I can hear you.
I was just saying that your presentation was fantastic, informative, knowledgeable.
So
I love this strategic intelligence term, digital diplomacy. That's La Donna's new favorite term of the day. I love the fact and the point you made that everything communicates every moment as a representative of a company or an institution, and you have to make sure that you watch out for your gestures, your dress code, your behavior, and this is who you are. Wow, that was just so amazing. I really loved it, and did the audience as well. So I am happy to announce that your presentation will be uploaded in a video format, just like all the other presentations after the conference, because this is so valuable that you have shared with us, and many lessons we have learned from you. So thank you again for your gracious contribution.
Thank you for your invitation for this important World Portugal matter. For me, that has been a great honor to share my experience with all of you, because I think that Portugal in this sense, Portugal goes beyond, and I think that Portugal diplomacy are truly disciplined in 21st century, and something that is obviously quite necessary in this international context.
Indeed.
Pedro, I have a question. I just have one question for Pedro.
Okay.
Thank you so much. This is really good. In terms of digital diplomacy, I think I would like to hear your thoughts around the challenges that surround it, because it's still an area that's so challenging, especially for the protocol function. So what would you say are the major challenges in applying digital diplomacy in current day protocol?
So remember the digital diplomacy, I think that is the projection of protocol, because everything is displayed online. And then in this sense, that every picture must be analyzed before we have to make investigation for what this picture try to communicate to the audience. It's quite important, not only for companies, organization, official institution as well, because this is the message means that we have to give an important message for our target audience, okay? And I think that everything must be under control. This is quite important, because the image communicate, everything communicate, everything adds.
Okay, thank you so much. That's quite useful. There's another question there. Nicolita, can we take more questions? Just one.
Okay.
Yes, please. Yes.
They said in the, oh, I'm not sure what happened there.
It's gone.
Oh, the question is gone.
Okay,
that's fine.
Yeah, but we have excellent feedbacks and notes of appreciation, excellent presentation, excellent, congratulations.
Muchas gracias. Thanks so much.
So thank you so much. Yeah, please stay with us. And again, thank you for your very valuable contribution. And I myself personally thank you for your openness.
Thanks so much for your invitation. It has been a great honor and a pleasure for all of you. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Pedro.
And I think that there is one person with a question. There's a Julius Lambert.
Yes, Julius Lambert, yes.
Okay.
You talk about building, molding. Can you explain dramatizing in corporate protocol?
Okay, before starting doing anything, we have to build a message, molding the message in a specific context, and dramatize this message. It means, for instance, if we are representing an institution or a company, we have to create, internalized this message to reach our audience. Molding with passion, because we need to communicate something, and obviously in a specific context. Does it dramatizing the message? It means, does it stage? If there are any flags? So was it the furniture we're using, the person who are quite close to us? So everything communicated. So does it the reason why we're using 3 specific words, building up a message, molding the message, and dramatizing the message?